So hi and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing a review of a glass coating, and it is the Pyramid Car Care glass coating I've got here. So I've actually got kind of a pre-release one, it's available on the website at the moment. You can buy it, it's £18.95. I was very kindly sent this one for free, but as always this is my honest review. Going to be showing you sort of all the clips so you can make your own conclusions as well. But I do have a discount code for Pyramid Car Care that you can use across the website, so I'll leave a link for that in the description if you're interested in checking it out. But I'm just going to be sort of talking you through different aspects of it and sort of my overall opinion having tried it. So I put this on the car about 6 weeks ago, just over 6 weeks ago, and sort of been kind of monitoring how it performed over that time, so you can see the clips as I go through the video. So probably the best place to start with this is with the application. So if you haven't checked out my last video, you might want to open a new tab and go and check that one out. I'll leave a link, of course, that in the description. And that's sort of a more general video on how to kind of prepare the glass, and I'm sort of applying that coating in that, but that's kind of towards the end. What I will say about any sort of glass coating, sealants, whatever, if you want the best out of them in terms of both performance and durability, you're really going to have to put a little bit of effort into that preparation. So I'll go through the kind of full process in that video, but I used Decon shampoo and a water spot remover, but it was really the water spot remover that was going to be sort of the key element of that, and probably most windshields out there are going to need it. You know, the claying and things like that does help, but I do find that the water spots are only going to be removed by that. You can also polish the glass as well if you want to use a machine polish or hand polish it. I'm sure that'd get the same effects, but I've done that in the past, but I've just found using a water spot remover was so much easier. So I'll take you through that full kind of prep process in that video. I don't want to talk about it too much here. But in terms of actually applying this, probably one of, if not the easiest products I've ever actually applied. What you do is you apply it to this microfiber block applicator that comes with it, which is very handy. So you sort of leave a kind of line, a dotted line, you drip the product on and it leaves drips. And you leave a line of that, probably around sort of around 8, I'd say, is probably enough for like half a windshield. Then you go over it in a crosshatch pattern on the windshield, just going sort of just crosshatching it once basically. Leave it for 15 seconds, go over it very lightly with a microfiber towel just to kind of level it as you would with sort of any other kind of ceramic coating if you use those in the past. And then immediately after you've levelled it, you just go ahead and buff it and use a fresh microfiber towel to do that. It is probably one of the easiest products I've applied, just because it takes to do half a windscreen, 30 seconds. And then to actually buff it off, it's not difficult at all to remove. It's probably one of the easiest products I've tried in terms of removal. One swipe and it's gone. So it is a really easy product. Of course, you probably want to buff it a little bit more. I did just out of habit really, but it didn't need it. Sort of one swipe and the product had actually been removed. So in terms of ease of application, I thought with a coating product, is it going to be a bit more difficult than like sealants I've tried in the past? But I can honestly say it was miles easier than anything I have tried so far. So don't let the sort of word coating put you off in terms of application. You won't have any trouble with it. Very easy. So next thing I wanted to talk about, which is probably the one that people want to know, is the water repellency. So I'll show you kind of all the clips of that so you can see that as well, but the sort of beads are flying off the car at around 40 miles an hour from my experience, which I'd say, was pretty impressive. Definitely, I was really happy with that. Some coatings claim a little bit less, sort of 30 miles an hour, but really it's going to depend on the sort of the level of rain. If the rain's just sort of spitting and it's, not really much happening, then, might take 50 miles an hour. Or if you're on the motorway and it's chucking it down or whatever, obviously it's going to fly off way faster. Heavy rain at 30 miles an hour might fly off this, so it really does depend. In terms of using your windshield wipers, you will have to use them less if you're using a glass coating, because obviously the beads are going to fly off. But in terms of, even when I'm using the actual windscreen wipers, which I have had to use because at the moment I'm not really driving on the motorway that much. I'm sort of taking a back route to work, and I'm going kind of on sort of 30 mile an hour roads mainly. So I'm using the windscreen wipers a little bit on that, but I've not noticed any sort of juddering, any kind of streaking or anything like that. I know it's quite common when you look at other cars' windshields that haven't sort of been properly protected or haven't been properly cleaned really. You can see the sort of bit where the watermarks are, even when you wipe the glass down you can see them. Haven't had anything like this since I've tried this product, and it's something that I have experienced in the past with other products. It's sort of the water spots have got the better of it pretty quick, but with this it's shielding it completely, and every time I wash the car as normal the glass looks great. It does generally kind of keep the glass cleaner as well when, you know, you're driving, getting all that spray from the roads. It's not sort of clinging to the car. Windshield wipers are just going to take it away very quickly. If not, they're just going to fly off anyway. So definitely was impressed with the water behaviour of that. One thing as well to discuss is the durability. So claims 1 to 2 years protection. Now, I've not tried it for that long, so I really can't say. What I can say is that I haven't noticed any sort of difference in water behaviour from trying it, sort of measuring it after the first week to 6 weeks in now. Of course, in terms of that sort of 1 year to 2 year span, 6 weeks isn't a lot. But obviously if we're seeing some kind of deterioration at this stage, then it would potentially, you know, be problematic. Haven't noticed it yet. I will continue to monitor it. What I probably will do as well is kind of top it up with water repellent glass cleaners when I do the car, just so that, you know, I'm protecting it a little bit, sort of kind of like applying a detail spray over a wax, I guess. I might as well. I've got one of them sort of hanging about here, so I might as well use it and keep the glass kind of well protected with that, but it probably wouldn't need it, so it's something to kind of mention. I'd say the 1 to 2 years you're probably going to get less on the windscreen. It's typical of all of them because of the wiper blades are going to kind of knock a little bit of that down, so it's probably, when I say 1 to 2 years, I'd expect it to last probably at least that on the side windows and the back window, but maybe a little bit less on the windscreen. But I will be trying this, sort of continuing to monitor it. I'm not planning to strip it off the windscreen at any point. I'm just planning to try it for, you know, at least a year, and I'll be sort of giving updates on, probably my Instagram is where I'll probably be updating on this, so I'll leave a link to that if you are interested. Bit of a shameless plug, but you can check it out if you want to. One thing I would say that is a disadvantage of this product, and I noticed that on the website sort of just before filming this video, it's something that's new I think that they put on there, is not to use a de-icer. I've not been using a de-icer. I've been sort of, you know, remembering to get up slightly earlier and defrost the car before I set off to work, but I'd say it's a slight disadvantage. I know that if I'm late and I'm waiting for the windshield to like defrost, it's kind of like, oh god, you know, I'm gonna be late, but you know, work can deal with it, can't they? I'm not wrecking the glass coating. But basically, if you are someone who uses de-icers a lot, then that might be something to consider. I would probably say that even though a lot of glass coatings don't stay out there, and sealants respectively as well, they probably all are gonna be subject to some kind of deterioration from using a de-icer, because they're pretty much all alcohol, aren't they? So I suppose it's the same as with an IPA. It's going to have that kind of degradation of waxes and sealants a little bit more. You know, you use it to remove polishing oils and stuff like that. Probably a similar kind of concept, I guess. Alcohol's not really going to be the best thing for a coating. So just because that one says it, you're going to experience this with any of them. But it's just something to keep in mind if, you know, you are using de-icers a lot, whether a glass coating is going to be for you. It's just something I wanted to mention. So in terms of my kind of opinion of this, I'm really, really impressed with it. In terms of ease of application for coating, it just blew me away. As I said, you know, one of, if not the easiest products I've ever actually applied, and that's not just on the windshield, that's just pretty much everywhere on the car. Also as well, I think the water behaviour is really impressive. It's definitely protecting the windshield from those water spots, which is really, really encouraging. It was sort of the thing I really wanted from it, because it does annoy me when you sort of see the windshield wipers go in and you can see the streaks starting to form where the water spots are kind of, you know, go in, and you can see, you know, like the sort of that shape where the wipers have been, and it's just wearing it away and it just looks crap. So this hasn't done that. The windshield looks perfect every time I wash the car, so very, very happy with it. As I said, I've got a discount code for this, so if you want to check it out in the description, it is there, but I'll leave a link to Pyramid Car Care in general, because they're doing a really, really good job. Tried a few other products and they're kind of dotted about behind me. I do have another video talking about them and reviewing sort of, I think it was shampoo, snow foam, citrus pre-wash, fallout remover, and the ceramic wax, which is one of the best waxes I've ever tried. Absolutely fantastic. So I'll leave a link to that video if you want to check that out too. It's sort of a full vehicle transformation using those products, so even if you're not interested in the products, you might enjoy that one, kind of seeing that process. So what are my plans for next with this? Well, as I said, going to continue to monitor it and sort of give you updates on my Instagram. What I'm also planning on doing is a full comparison video of quite a few different glass coatings and sealants. So I've got a couple from 2 different brands, one from GB Detailing, one from, I can't remember off the top of my head, I'm totally honest with you. Where is it? Over here. This one. It's like Detailing, I think. I don't really know, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but anyway, it's this one called Platinum Gloss Seal. I'm going to be doing it with that. GB Detailing's Pre-Made Car Cares is going to be in there. I've got Rain X, I've got one from Armour All, and I'm going to be using, so they're kind of my cheap ones, but then I'm going to be using a glass, a water repellent glass cleaner. Lost my train of thought there. So I'm going to be doing, basically I'm going to be splitting the windscreen off into those sections, and my plan is to basically batter it with, starting with de-icers just to see what the kind of effects are. That's probably the thing you're going to see the most, and then obviously sort of all-purpose cleaners, probably decon shampoo or something like that. Sort of batter the windscreen and see which one does the best, and sort of monitor the water behaviour of each of them throughout. So probably going to be a little while before I put that video out, but if you are interested and you're not subscribed already, then obviously it would be brilliant if you could. If you have enjoyed this video in particular, it'd be fantastic if you could give it a like. Comment down below if you've got any questions, if anything I've missed out, and thanks again for watching, but I'll see you next time.